BOMA Mayoral debate. Great to have you here. And as people pile in, I'll say just come up to the front, as many of you as possible. Very, very, very special welcome to our 5 candidates for the Mayor of the City of Toronto: Rob Ford, Joe Pantalone, Rocco Rossi, George Smitherman, and Sarah Thomson. Thank you all very much for being here. Round of applause.
I got tea for now.
Now, you'll be happy to know that we reached a consensus amongst the 5 candidates that we would get rid of the opening remarks and the closing remarks and get right to the questions at hand. And I'm delighted that that's going to happen. It leaves us with more time to take questions from the floor, which we're excited about as well. And we know that all the candidates are on a very tight schedule, so we're going to close this as close to 5 o'clock as we possibly can. Let's see. Now, I downloaded a stopwatch app, so I'm going to make sure that we keep this on time. And why don't I just, as moderator, and because it's my right and privilege, I will ask the first question, which we will have a 90-second answer, and then allow for 60-second rebuttals from each of the other candidates. Is that good with? That's good with you guys? Okay. So I'll ask the first question to the first person here, right on my left, Rob Ford. High commercial property taxes are a disincentive to attracting business to the city. It also works at a cross-purpose for a hub-and-spoke transit system, with, of course, the hub being Union Station, and it contributes to urban sprawl. The City of Toronto has the 2nd highest commercial to residential property tax ratio in Canada. Recognizing this fact, city officials in 2005 committed to reducing the commercial to residential property tax ratio from 5:1 to 2.25 to 1 over 15 years. As mayor, would you commit to sticking with that plan?
Absolutely. Hello, is it on? Absolutely. As a business owner, I'm the only candidate that has 20 years of business experience and 10 years of political experience. I understand how to create a job and meet a payroll. My father started off a label company in 1962. So again, I understand how to read a P&L statement, and it's very challenging. We have to lower the commercial tax rate in this city. Businesses are leaving. They're going out into the 905 and 519 area just because of lower taxes. We have to start. The majority of our operating budget is just salaries and wages. And we have to start, and my plan is through attrition, 6% that leave every year, I'm going to hire back 3%. We had 37,000 employees when we merged 7 municipalities together 13 years ago in 1997. You would think the number of employees would go down. It's gone up 7,000 to 44. So we have to start getting our financial house in order. It's completely mismanaged. We sole sourced the largest contract in Toronto's history with subway cars, $750 million. We didn't get a competitive bid. Vice President Seamus came in my office and said, Rob, we can do it for $550 million. Right there on that one contract, we could have saved the taxpayers $200 million. And then after that, we go out and renovate Nathan Phillips Square at a cost of $45 million. Again, we're $3 billion in debt, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get our facts straight and let's put our priorities. Thank you.
Mr. Ford, thank you very much. Mr. Pantalone.
Well, I was one of the creators of this proposal in 2005 as deputy mayor, and a strong proponent with my colleagues in city council that we needed to do that. So being one of the creators, of course, I'm going to support this continuation. And as a matter of fact, I would like to engage the business community in the next term, which brings us to 2014, on what do we do afterwards. Because 6 years may look a long time, but it start the process anyway. And in terms of attracting, and the reason I supported that then, supported it now, is because I'm a city builder. You know, and being a city builder means basically you have to appreciate what is essential in order to make Toronto an amazing place to be. And it is a fairly good place to be. I mean, the National Geographic has called us the best city to live in the world. Fortune magazine has said we are the best city to live and work in the world. You know, Frank McKenna, the former Canadian ambassador to Washington, said, you know, that we have so many things going on here. It's incredible.
Mr. Pantalone, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
It's 1 minute. Ms. Thomson.
Yes, I'm looking at reducing the rate from to 2.25 to 1 by 2017, so in 7 years, not 15. So I'm not going to commit to what the city said. I want to bring it up. I think we need to do it much more quickly. And to do this, we have to look at cutting costs at City Hall. So to cut costs at City Hall, I've looked at a line-by-line analysis and review of every single department. There is a 6% attrition rate we need to take advantage of. It's an opportunity for us. But we also have to look at things like contingency rates on, and cost overruns on capital projects. They've climbed to 25 to 26%. And I want to see them reduced to about 5%. So we can save money there. I've also called for going through all city assets and doing a full review of those. We have approximately 18 billion. We're not sure about exactly what that is, so we need to assess all city assets. And then I'm saying sell off 3 billion, pay down our debt, and reduce our operating costs by $450 million a year.
Ms. Thomson, thank you. Mr. Smitherman, do you?
Thank you. Yes, I support the improvement in the ratio and the ongoing reductions. In 2011, I propose a tax freeze, a hiring freeze, and a spending freeze that, if we were instead to see a 2% increase in commercial taxes, would result in about $24.3 million in savings for the commercial industrial sector. As a member of the provincial government, I was involved in the government's initiative also to reduce the costs on commercial property for the business education tax. And in 2012 to 14 period, we're going to see some revving up of those reductions. Overall, I think this is one part of an important strategy to grow the number of jobs in the city of Toronto, and I think that that's got to be one of the most important priorities to bring. And I think that I have the leadership to create an environment at City Hall where we're more focused on getting more jobs for the people of Toronto. Thank you.
Mr. Rossi.
Thank you very much for the question. Short answer is yes, and of course there's the fixing of finances at City Hall. But it's not just about tax rates, as we all know, because Alabama, Louisiana have much lower tax rates. What are we going to do to attract businesses to make sure that your towers are full? As someone who's worked with multinationals in the towers downtown, in senior executive positions at the Boston Consulting Group, at Torstar, at Labatt Interbrew, I know that the decision is made not just around tax rates and rates, but what the city offers. So today we saw in the Globe and Mail the U of T being rated 20th in the world. We need to focus on realistic hubs and strategies around financial services. We need to advocate to ensure that the National Securities Regulator is here in Toronto to build on our financial hub. We need the link to the airport to make sure that we have rapid connection.
Mr. Rossi, thank you very much.